Lesson 70, Suffixes. Hello, and welcome to this lesson. Today, we are going to learn how common suffixes change the meaning or word class of a word. We will look at suffixes used to form nouns, adjectives, and verbs, as well as suffixes that help us recognize what type of word we are reading. A. Common noun suffixes. The suffix is commonly added to a verb to describe a person who performs an activity. For example, someone who writes is a writer, someone who paints is a painter, and someone who works is a worker. Other examples include shopper and teacher. The suffix can be added to a wide range of verbs to turn them into nouns. Sometimes the same suffix is written or instead of although the ending is pronounced in the same way. It is useful to learn these words individually. An actor is someone who acts. A donor is someone who donates something. Other examples include operator, sailor, and supervisor. A supervisor makes sure that other people perform their work correctly and safely. The suffixes and or can also describe objects that perform a particular function. A pencil sharpener sharpens pencils. A bottle opener opens bottles. Other examples include a grater, a projector, a stapler, and a coat hanger. The suffixes and ee. The suffixes and ee can contrast with each other. The ending usually refers to the person who performs an action, while ee refers to the person who receives or experiences it. An employer gives someone employment, while an employee receives that employment. A sender sends something, while an addressee is the person to whom it is addressed. A payee is the person who receives a payment. Forming nouns with tion, scion, and ion. The suffixes tion, scion, and ion are frequently used to form nouns from verbs. Examples include complication, pollution, reduction, alteration, donation, promotion, admission, and action. These nouns usually refer to an activity, process, event, or result connected with the original verb. The suffixes ist and ism. The suffix ist can describe a person connected with a belief, political movement, occupation, or area of expertise. Examples include Marxist, typist, physicist, and terrorist. The suffix ism usually refers to an activity, belief system, or ideology. Examples include Buddhism and journalism. The suffix ist is also often used for people who play musical instruments. Someone who plays the piano is a pianist. Someone who plays the violin is a violinist, and someone who plays the cello is a cellist. Forming nouns with ness. The suffix ness is added to adjectives to form nouns. Examples include goodness, readiness, forgetfulness, happiness, sadness, and weakness. When an adjective ends in the letter y, the y often changes to I before ness is added. For example, happy becomes happiness, and ready becomes readiness. B. Adjective suffixes. The suffixes able and able are often added to verbs and mean that something can be done. Something that can be drunk is drinkable. Something that can be washed is washable, and something that can be read is readable. Something that can be forgiven is forgivable. Something that can be eaten is edible, and something that can be bent is flexible. C. Forming verbs with eyes and eyes. The suffix eyes can be added to adjectives or nouns to form verbs. For example, modernize means to make something modern. Other examples include commercialize, industrialize, and computerize. The spelling eyes is more common in American English, as in modernize and industrialize. D. Other suffixes that help identify word classes. The suffix ment commonly forms nouns. Examples include excitement, enjoyment, and replacement. Replacement can refer to the act of putting one person or thing in the place of another. The suffix ity also forms nouns. Examples include flexibility, productivity, and scarcity. Flexibility is the ability to change easily according to a situation. The suffix hood forms abstract nouns, especially words connected with family relationships or periods of life. Examples include childhood, motherhood, and brotherhood. The suffix ship forms abstract nouns, particularly nouns describing a relationship, condition, or status. Examples include friendship, partnership, and membership. The suffix ive usually forms adjectives. Examples include active, passive, and productive. In grammar, a sentence is passive when the receiver of an action becomes the subject, as in, the bank was robbed. Something productive produces a useful or positive result. The suffix -ul can form adjectives or nouns. Examples of adjectives include brutal and legal. Something legal is related to the law or follows the law. Examples of nouns ending in -ul include refusal and arrival. The suffix -ous forms adjectives such as delicious, outrageous, and furious. Something outrageous is shocking and morally unacceptable. Someone who is furious is extremely angry. The suffix -ful forms adjectives such as hopeful, useful, and forgetful. The suffix -less often means without something. Examples include useless, harmless, and homeless. Something harmless cannot hurt or damage anyone or anything. The suffix -ify forms verbs. Examples include beautify, purify, and terrify. To terrify someone means to make that person extremely frightened. The informal suffix -ish. The informal suffix -ish can be added to common adjectives, ages, and times to make them less exact. For example, she is 30-ish. This means that she is approximately 30 years old. He has reddish hair. This means that his hair is somewhat red. Come at about 8-ish. This means to come at approximately 8 o'clock. Language help, changes in word stress. Adding a suffix can sometimes change which syllable of a word is stressed. It is therefore useful to check the pronunciation in a dictionary. For example, the stress changes when flexible becomes flexibility. It also changes when productive becomes productivity, and when piano becomes pianist.